All right, daily recap for Tuesday, July 21st. Yeah, what do we do today? Well, we finally made our move to that daily gap, basically. That's what we did today. And then from there, we kind of dug up more into that daily gap. So, yeah, that's basically what we did today. We drew into the daily gap. And we did that already kind of like at the start of New York, like right as New York opened, we drew up into that daily gap and rejected it, and then we retraced down into this 4-hour internal, from where we then got a continuation higher. Simple enough. Same on ES kind of, except obviously this is not a daily gap. There is no daily gap on ES, but we do have previous day high as the drop here. Then after the open, we get to retrace into this 4-hour gap, and higher we go. And we have a 4-hour consecutive candle SMT post 10 a.m. open, right? ES makes a higher low, NQ makes a lower low, and then we rally higher. It's basically the framework for the session. If we want to jump down to the 50-minute, we can see that kind of going into New York, big consolidation. Then we push up into the daily gap, reject the daily gap, retrace down into this 4-hour FVG and London lows. Tap midnight open there, consecutive candle SMT here on the lows from 10 to 10:15 as well, and also from 9:45 to 10, which has to be for us to have that 4-hour consecutive that I just mentioned. Then we displace, close above, the breaker, I guess technically more than the OB here, because there's this up close candle between the down close ones. Close above here 10:30. Then in the 10:50 macro, we get a consecutive candle SMT with, I'm pretty sure, YM. Yes, with YM when we retrace into this 50-minute gap. So there was a long setup in there, and then we got we ran higher. We got a fair value gap to form, and when we retraced into that gap, we ended up having SMT on the lows, as you can see marked out there. Whereas ES, right, if we look at 11:30, 11:45, 12, it's all higher lows, and on NQ it's all lower lows. So there was that, and then at the end of the day, we actually had some SMT on the highs as well for a potential short framework. But yeah, potential framework does not equate to a setup. But let's dig in. Initially, the first setup for me came actually before we had tapped into the London lows, because we already had some nice SMT at the time. I'm pretty sure with YM maybe? Oh no, with ES. It must have been. Let me see. I'm not sure. No, it wasn't with ES. I think it was with YM. I should have it marked out on the 1 minute in a second. Let me unhide my things. But the first trade, oh geez, there's a lot here. The first trade was a loss. Okay, those are the two long ideas. Let me get rid of this and this. Whoopsie. Okay, so we had consecutive candle SMT with YM. Essentially all I was looking for here was just like, we swept out these short-term lows. Yeah, we had not taken London, which was also the 4-hour internal, which was a logical place for us to retrace to, but we've seen, for example, days like yesterday where we were just below this daily gap, right? Yesterday on the 9:50 macro kind of short idea, right? The daily fair value gap internal was like right here, and we just, faded it kind of, which, that's just an example. Just because we're close to something and it would make sense doesn't mean it has to happen. And when we got this SMT and breaker opposing, I thought I could see us just kind of running off this low resistance and running the daily gap and maybe hitting daily gap and then the internal later or something like that. So I thought it was worth a shot. This is one of those setups where I'll say it wasn't like this has to hit, there's no way this doesn't hit type of framework, but they don't all have to be like that. So yeah, ended up kind of consolidating and then got stopped out, wicked my stop just barely, and then displaced higher. I was already sitting here like, bro, are you for real? Luckily for, my sake, at least it kind of did some more damage below there and took the London lows, because if it would have stopped me out while confirming at the same time that like it didn't want to go down here and take the internal and London lows and literally just stop me out for like no reason, bro, I would have been pissed. But yeah, I think it's an alright setup. It's not the setup of all time, but that's the thing with this model. Not every setup's going to be like everything aligns. Sometimes it's kind of like, yeah, there's logic behind this failing, there's logic behind it hitting, but the setup's there, and you know what I'm saying? It's worth taking a chance on. That's just how it goes, right? Not, I have a 55-ish% win rate or something with this model. So like, if a setup shows and it has decent framework, like this wasn't like horrible, right? Because like London had taken, ES had taken London lows already way prior. So like we had SMT on London lows. ES was already in the 4-hour gap. We could have SMT'd there, right? So again, to the defense of this setup, I think had it tapped here, gone here, and then rallied higher and went here, I would have been like, yeah, obviously this trade, makes sense. So I don't want to be the type of person that I think I sometimes am, where it's like, if the trade hits, I only look on the bright side, and then when it fails, I look for reasons why it was shit. Like sometimes, bro, just take it with your chest, right? 55% win rate means what? It means I lose basically half my trades, right? But the thing is, a win gets 2R, a loss gets 1R. So if I take 100 trades in a year, that's the easy 50R if we stay right within that. So if I take 200, then it's 100R. And I think with this model, like technically, I'm sure you could average at least like 150 trades a year. So yeah. Anyway, fucked here. Then we get that 15-minute displacement, which also, I mean, this was outside of macro, but we had again a 15-minute consecutive and everything, like really, really nice kind of framework. Just very ugly off the open, to be honest. But yeah, then we had going into 1050, we had just kind of this nice breaker that we formed here, and we just consolidated, and then we got this drop with the consecutive candle SMT, and we had closed above that 15-minute breaker that I showed on the 15-minute earlier. And yeah, we had consecutive candle SMT on the retrace into that breaker, and just like looking at, this, I was like, yeah, if we displace here, I'm longing the high of this session, man. I don't see why we wouldn't just keep pushing higher at this point. And right I was. This would have ended up hitting TP, and I say would have because obviously, as you can tell, we have to mark out the breaker. Yes, it looks like would it have, wouldn't have. I checked on MNQ with the 2R that I would have used. Like a wick was like a few ticks through it, so it definitely would have hit. Barely, but still. And it took like, what, 3 hours almost for this to deliver, but yeah. So NQ takes 3 hours to deliver 2R, but can tap the entry once. Like, okay. So right, so we got no fill on that. And then here, I'm pretty sure this was, oh, actually, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, we have SMT with ES. So this was this was the gap, right? That I mentioned, the 15-minute FEG somewhere here, where we kept making lower lows on the 15-minute on NQ and higher lows on ES. Eventually, we punched below here with SMT while we were approaching. Also, first of all, this would have already been a setup because we already had SMT here. The close was at 11:48, which made this invalid. Price kind of chopped about, reran the lows, and then went after 12. And this candle trades above, closes below. This candle trades above, closes below. And then 1203, 1204, see you later, and no fill again. So, yeah, that was my day today, bro. 2 sessions where I was like low key, or not, two macros where I basically was 100% cooking with what was going on. No fill. One macro was not cooking as much. Obviously, get the fill. So, yeah. And then this SMT that I mentioned beforehand up here, unfortunately, there's like no anything to really take. I was eyeing this as a breaker in this last 150 macro, which we didn't get to close here in the macro. 157 fails. But even this idea, right, with this SMT that I was looking for, I mean, what? We're like floating 1.5 bar at the moment. So like even this framework seems to be pretty decent. And basically the framework for this was just we had a 15-minute high, 15-minute SMT on the highs after this bullish session where we had taken out previous day high on ES just prior to this SMT kind of forming. And it's like kind of along the lines of, you know, a retracement could be logical here, basically. So, yes, sir, man. That is the session today, man. I'm a little annoyed. But like, here's the thing, bro. The reason I'm annoyed is my own fault. Because yeah, I'm down 1R today. I couldn't give 2 fucks. The real annoying thing is the fact that I'm break even on the week right now after these 2 trading days. Where yesterday I had the fuck up where I should have had 2 winning trades. Instead I had a winning trade and a losing trade because I closed the one trade early when we got into drawdown and broke my rules, right? So technically I should have been up 4R yesterday, down 1 today. I'm up 3 on the week. I couldn't give 2 shits about this 1R loss, right? It's just fucking with me because now I'm break even on the week. Technically I'm down because this was like a slightly bigger stop. But yeah, I mean, break even month again. I mean, fuck me if we do that, bro. And that's what I mean. We should now be up like 300 on the month. Or even 400 maybe. I'm not sure. I think actually 400 technically. But the discrepancies of the losses this month and the wins is kind of kicking my ass, right? Like plus 1R is only 98, plus 2 is only 199, minus 2 is 240, minus 1 is 130. Like the slightly bigger stopped trades are the ones that are cooking me. Yeah, can I somehow show the frustration? Like, can I? I'm sure there's like an orders thing here that I can add, right? Orders, let's see. So this was the initial entry that got stopped. Then here at 1709 is the first buy limit for the first trade, which I ended up canceling when we formed the second one. And then here's the second trade, which I ended up canceling when we hit TP. So the orders are there, right? The times match too. So I'm not just like bullshitting that I was going to take them. Like I literally have the limit orders here that I was going to take on these respective setups. But yeah, it just doesn't happen to be, which is fine. What are you going to do, right? I wonder if technically I'm payout ready again. Let me see. So payout here, 1 winning day. This doesn't count because it's too low. 2, 3, 4. Now, I would technically need 1 more winning day. But again, like I'm not taking this 4K payout. I don't give a fuck, right? My goal, because these are still OG Top Step accounts in a way, quotation marks or whatever. But these still have, I think, 5K max payouts. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned this now here on these like videos that I'm posting, actually not as private, but as like public. But yeah, I mean, the goal for these accounts is simply just a 10K balance and scaling my risk as this balance hits new 1,000 levels. So at 3K, we scale to 150 risk instead of 100. 4K is 200, right? So we keep the relative risk the same, but scale as we go, which means while 10K right now would be ADR. No, what am I saying? How much R would that really be? I think it would be 80, yeah, 8 times 10. Yeah, so technically 10K balance, if my risk stayed the same, would be like 80R. With that adjustment on risk, I think it's like 35. So it's not that unrealistic that we could potentially do that by like October, November, if we get some good R months. Like if we go on this streak of like, okay, it doesn't show on this account, but if we go on this April, May, June streak, I mean, that's 23R right there. So we'll be 12R off of that. Which, if we just quickly go to an account that actually has the data on this, like this one, and we add the month before, yeah, it's all doable, right? I don't know, okay, this is a little off topic, but yeah. Also on the note of my Lucid accounts, I tried some scalps today, or not even scalps, but I tried, bullshitting some trades in a way. I got cooked today. So I basically lost the win from yesterday. We're back at around 5,200 on the accounts. So again, 1K away from passing them now instead of 500. What did I take? I took this, where we then rounded low and then closed above, and I longed here, got insta cooked, and I wanted to long this propulsion block after I'd seen this SMT when I stepped back to the chart, and they just didn't want to give me any setups even on the Lucid account. I took another loss somewhere. Yeah, here. I also longed this because it was like a valid setup that was just like 2 minutes before the macro with the close. So I also longed this. So I took a loss longing this first idea, and then this like back off breaker off the one that cooked my top step position. I was thinking also about longing here, and then I decided like I'll wait for the confirmation of the propulsion block. Cooked. Could have made all that back and more. I had 5 cons ready here, which would have ended up around 200 points. So 2K of potential movement per account, which could have passed my accounts today had the propulsion block got filled, but let's miss it by 5 ticks. That's cool too. So yeah, anyway, that's the session. And I'm gonna play a game of chess, and then I'm gonna take my ass to sleep, and then tomorrow, yeah, we got like gym, I have an exam, and then trade. Yeah, my exam goes till 3:30 German time, which is 9:30 market open, so I'll have to take my laptop and then see if I want to trade 950 macro from uni somewhere, or if I just say fuck it and come home and miss the first macro, which is what I did last week, Wednesday, when I had my exam at the same time, bro. Like, these fuckers could not just put the exam at like 10 a.m. Like, they have to fucking put it right before market open. Sick fucks, man. Sick fucks. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, what are you gonna do? But after that, I have like 2 months to my next exam, so I can low-key take like a month off of any uni work, which means a month of just purely locked in trading, which, I mean, I'm locked in either way, but I think the difference is usually during university, right? I sit at my desk for like 3, 4, or 5 hours before market opens on university stuff, and I'm already fried by the time market opens. Like, I've been fucking staring at a screen for 5 hours already, most of the time, and then there's another 5 hours. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it being like the first time I sit down for the day is the session. Yeah, that's it. Vámonos.